the officer in charge of the Ministry of Land and Phoenix Island Development, church leaders, clerk to the Christmas Urban Council, members of the British Nuclear Testing Veterans Associations and your families, members of the Christmas Nuclear Testing Victims Association and your families, invited guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. I am very honored this afternoon to welcome you all on behalf of the Ministry of Land and Phoenix Island and the Christmas Urban Council and the people of Christmas on this very important occasion. Today, we are commemorating one of the very important events happened in the history of Christmas, Operation Grapple. As you all know, this is the first of its kind to be held in Christmas. And we are very grateful and even more blessed today with the presence of the 5 British veterans and their families who join us now this afternoon. To our invited guests, thank you very much for coming. This is a special day to the people of Christmas, especially the members of the British Nuclear Testing Veterans Association and the Christmas Nuclear Testing Victims Association. I can assure you that today's program will take you back to what was happening in Christmas Island 60 years ago through the speeches from both members of the British Nuclear Testing Veterans Association and the Christmas Nuclear Testing Victims Association. Before I give the floor to the MC, let me speak in my own language for the sake of those who don't understand English. Thank you. Naron nari takin na maroro. Skukurin tapeka tapanan busmai nantitira. Naitiran jobs. Ibukin karikira kan John Ondaina. Narawak. The council and Christmas. Ikota kimakan Christmas ni kapane. Nako yaray ruan tapakantayay. Tapakantayay yo. Skauring at dawana tapayarang ni kakawak. Ndongorongon ni Christmas. Ay nakarabubom puritan. Ay tagin na rin ay Operation Grapple. Ay karawag iya perayo. Ono puy teririkin na. Si kakaitaw pa. Ari-ari kinukuya. Niman may bukoya tao siyang kuha. Awaya usu may puritan. Kaya menay hindi tayari. Ito pa katabanan ni kakaitaw. Wan ka na parapan ako yaray ruwa. At iskoy yang kay. Ako na. Ni ko mata ate kako. Ako kanta ni nga. Pakanuan the program. Dabong ngayo. Yan ako na ni kariniya. Aray ruwa. Ino nung deperirik. Yung Christmas. Kuno puy diririkin na. Nantayan meroro. Aki akrok. Iro yaray ruwa may pulitan. O may ruya. Ay ron deman na. Nanti Christmas Nuclear Testing Victims Association. May the good Lord bless it with us, be with us from the beginning until the end of this function. Before I sit, let me bestow upon you all our traditional blessing and our calendaring word of the Maori, which means health, Deroy, peace, prosperity. Thank you all for blessing us.
Bas ang dapat device mo yan na naruro. Kung kayo sa indo kung dapat sa rin ang kakawag, kakabayakin titayayo, ay kakabayakin na ba ito mo namin sa rin nari kipa. Diba yung gawin, nanon dili kay kamay sa bigin diba yan, sa karayan diba kan tayayo. Now we come to the memorial service, and may I call upon the Maharit attendant from Christmas United Church to do the honor to bless today's function, and the monument will stand to remind us all of what had happening in Christmas 60 years ago. And ako yung Maharit.
Korapat MC nan tanyay na ko yara korak ya meruro mo na ko niya tite yari na ko na no tayay ro ara nan tanyay o ya mga kirin kan to the chairman of the British Nuclear Test Association, the Veteran Association, and the chair lady of the Christmas Nuclear Bomb Test Association, and along with staff, committee members of the Kiribati National Tourism Office, Vice Mayor and your good wife, and all the invited guests. I greet you all in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Come the Ben and Mary. I am so pleased and honored to be given the opportunity to address God's presence in the midst of these special events in the life of Christmas Island and those who are here with us this afternoon. To commemorate as commemoration service of those from Christmas Island and the United Kingdom, Fiji and New Zealand who took part in the nuclear test in this island. As a reverend and God's servant, I would like to say a few words as an opening for this very special occasion, especially the monument that is in front of us, to our dear friends. In meetings that I attend overseas as part of my role in the church and the mission of the church in God's creation, a presentation was given to us saying Pacific Island is known in the world as paradise. Kiribati, Christmas Island is part of it, as we are from Kiribati country. The question arises, is the Pacific, Kiribati in it, Christmas Island in it, really a paradise to us, especially the people of the land? Our dear friends from the British Nuclear Test Veterans Association who are present with us this afternoon. I would like to bring to our attention God's creation. We are all stewards of God's creation. God's creation, God created heaven and earth and everything that is in it. Heaven and earth, land, sea, animals, plants, human beings. We as human beings, we are created in the image of God. And we have a sole responsibility from God in the creation story. We have a duty to care, to be responsible for the creation of God. Land, ocean, function, everything that is in it. In the different stages of God's creation, in the days that He created earth, it signifies the different days as different ages. Although we might think of it as unimaginable for God to create earth in just one day, like the separation of each day with whatever that was created in those special days. The creation in the different parts of the days that God created heaven and earth and everything that is in it signifies the different ages. We are here as witness as well. As the vice mayor of the island have addressed his speech to each and every one of us. As servants of God on the island and also in Kiribati as a whole, we play the same role in God's mission. In the commemoration that we are doing today, the monument that is in front of us. The monument is here. It is a constant reminder that we as servants of Christ, we as human beings created in God's image, we all play a major role in looking after and be responsible of God's creation. May this monument remind us, the locals, including the British Nuclear Test Veterans Association, that we are together as God's children in the presence of God to respect, to love, to embrace life to its fullness. It is not our duty. We know what is happening in the 60 years ago on the island of Christmas, as I just discovered. I'm sorry for that. I know it is only a fraction of the worst to come in the world around us. It's only a minute, only a fraction of it, very small, due to the nuclear testing bomb testing that was done on Christmas Island, compared to what is happening around the world today. May this special event, for the first of its kind as being addressed by the Vice Mayor of the island, be a memorial and also a reminder. And please stand in solidarity with us, people of Kiribati and Christmas, to voice out our voice to the world, not to destroy, not to destruct. The lives of the people are very important. Many lives have been victimized, and this is not God's plan for the world and for us people. We thank you for your presence, and we plead with you, our dear friends, from the BNTVA, please, we go together hand in hand as our friends, children of Christ, of God, voice out our voice into the world. that we need peace for Kiribati and Christmas to remain as a peaceful, harmonious island country in the world, and for the Pacific as well, so that the Pacific, Kiribati Christmas will be addressed and known throughout the world as paradise to the world. Thank you. May I address the locals? Excuse me. Sikaitau naron nari esentegin na device. May I nanon titayeng. Sikaitau na benakon tietwa nanon titayeng kaya konan karawak. Tikauring jemuanta.
Sa ilo the parts are in the speech. May I call upon the British veterans to come over.
Yes.
Come over, yes. Ananga ya meruru kukindi anuan te pongayo asangania de the floor.
I would like to take the opportunity to thank everyone for being here today as we remember via Grappa Y, the 28th of April 1928. Thank you and Karaba. Okay. The Grappa Y tests affected the British servicemen, Fijian veterans, New Zealand veterans, and the good people of Kirimas. Thank you. I'll now hand this to the next.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just introduce myself. My name is Ray Carberry. 60 years ago I was here with the Royal Engineers working on maintenance. When not working, I had a lovely time, sun, swimming in the lagoon, and generally enjoying this beautiful island. I made wonderful friends, some of whom have now sadly passed away, but they will not be forgotten. We are here today to commemorate absent friends.
Kuna Moyuri.
Howdy.
Kurapa. Maroon? As a 23-year-old, my job in your lovely island was to be in charge of the unloading and loading of stores in that main camp. It was hard work, but I was very, very ably assisted by some wonderful Gilbertese islanders. And over the years, over the months together, we created a wonderful friendship. Wonderful friendship. I remember particularly Twice, Boa, Parish, three only of the several guys who really worked so hard throughout very hot days. And that friendship still remains in here. I remember too the time that they invited me to, not to take part, but just to be there at the Queen's birthday celebration. Your Majesty's official birthday, which was celebrated on the island. I remember too the many gifts that they were kind enough to give to me, and to my colleagues, I'm sure. The commemorative fan, the commemorative sword, all wonderful times together. Now in 2007 I returned to your island and was very, very fortunate indeed to meet again with Tonga Fu. Tonga, of course, as many of you will know, was an interpreter for the British Army, between the Gilbertese and the British Army, throughout the tests. And he's a very, very respected gentleman. Sadly, he is no longer with us, but he is always remembered. So to you all, I wish you, all islanders, every blessing, and may you always remember that we are not that far away, but we are friends of you always. Thank you.
Maori.
Howdy.
I came to this island in 1957, aged 19, and within the next day we started to extend the runway, which was too small for large aircraft. At the same time, we built the road from the airfield to this port camp. I think we need to come back and rebuild it. It's in a bad state. And I made many friends. I worked with the local population and really enjoyed their friendship and company. I then returned after my 1 year service here in 1964, where the hospital that you now use, we helped to construct, and the oil tank farm which you now use, we also constructed. So I worked then with a very large group of islanders. I had 40 islanders to come to me for work every day. I used to look after them. And there was a chap called Ambo who became a great friend. And I used to, he was the only person who had a Land Rover. And I used to get petrol for him and hide it in a bush every day so that he would have free petrol whenever he wanted it. And a lovely people. When I left, everyone came to my tent for about 3 hours and sang to me, and I had a really lovely time. I think you're wonderful people, and I would also just like to thank Mr. Ron Watson behind me, who without him we would not be here. He spent a year planning and organising it. So thank you, Ron. A big hand to Ron, please. You?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll try and get this right. TRK Kauna Si Mahainga Te Kani. I pass you on now, if I got that right, to all our friends, the Kiribati Veterans Association. The Kiribati Veterans Association. Where? He wants it.
For me to have this opportunity to stand in front of you all and say a few remarks on behalf of the Government of Kiribati and on behalf of our Honourable Minister, Mikarita Temet, and our Deputy Secretary, Boris Tentoa, who are not here, who are in Tarawa, attending the House of Parliament session. This afternoon, let me at the very outset thank with gratitude the members of the British Nuclear Testing Association for your kind effort to make their trip to our Christmas Island successful and their 1 week stay at their own expense. Today we are gathering here to witness and to celebrate the 60th years anniversary of the bomb testing operation that was on the island on the 28th of August 1958. As I was informed on that day, the bomb that was tested was the biggest among the 9 nuclear tests of the 9 nuclear tests by the British government. It was carried out on the island, was blasted miles away from the island at the southeast end. This is the history, our history, and we cannot ignore. The bomb testing operation on the island has brought and identified a very unique and famous name to our beautiful island, Christmas Island, and this is one of the the way that our Christmas Island is famous in the world. Today we are sitting in front of the new monument that stands for the memorial for the veteran from Christmas, Fiji, New Zealand and the United Kingdom who have took part in the bomb testing. The monument will stand on this historical ground to remind and inform both the local people and visitors of what was happening in Christmas in the 1957 and the 1958. I want to convey in particular our sincere words of thanks to the members of the British Nuclear Bomb Testing Association on kindly sponsoring this new monument with the amount of $736. I want to thank also the Kiribati Uniting Church for the memorial service and the blessing of this monument, and all the invited guests have come to join us this afternoon. To conclude what I have just said, I would like to again to bestow upon us all Kiribati's words of blessing, Te Maori, Te Rai, Te Tapemo. Kambesinga.
Asal mga ngandi upuan di OYC upuan ay mina na meron tayo ka. And this is marked the end of the part 1 in the program, and part 2 will be the refreshment. But before that, there will be a garlanding. So may I ask you to sit, go to your seats, separate seats, because we'll be having a short garlanding dance.